right. Okay, so we've talked about them opening up the bank account.
Yes.
We've talked about them tracking their receipts.
Yes.
And now it's tax time. So
Yes.
as entrepreneurs, we don't just file once a year.
Of
Do we?
course.
We have quarterly.
It depends.
It depends.
It depends.
Okay.
If you are Schedule C, you file it once,
Okay.
one time, because you're going to be taxed at 15.3%.
Okay.
So if you are registered to where you're going to pay quarterly and you have your, electronic payments, everything set up to where they can debit, the money out, because usually they send that little slip to you in the mail or electronically for you to fill out. It's all contingent on how the company is set up.
Okay.
Yes. So with this upcoming season coming, either or, whether you are one that pays quarterly or if you are the Schedule C. The contract work is the same thing on 1099, the upcoming season.
Okay.
Anytime after the tax season open, which we have not been given a definitive date. We know
Okay.
generally it's the third week to the last week in January, but as of right now, we do not have a concrete date. Yet
Okay.
it is still time to start
Preparing yourself
for
for
it. Your
it.
documents, a whole list of everything. Of course, number one is always identification. If you've paid anyone over $600, you want to ensure that you have all identifying information on your employees. If you are just a sole proprietor and you're filing on your company and you've made the money yourself, you still have to have documentation of everything, whether it's office rent, phone bills, mileage, meals, receipts for office supplies. Anything related to your business, you want to have it together before you sit down with your tax preparer.
Okay.
So that way he or she doesn't start your tax return and then have to pause for you to bring
Yeah.
additional information. So it's an
Yeah, or you're like
accurate return
an
that's filed.
amendment later down the line and all
Exactly.
this other kind of stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So if someone, I want to go back to the quarterly. If someone did want to pay their taxes quarterly,
Yes.
how would they
You
set
set
that
it
up?
up through the IRS.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
You set it up through the IRS,
Okay.
and they will send you. You will either get the booklet or you can do it electronically through your tax account with the IRS.
Okay, I've seen that little
And
book.
of course, they'll ask you if you want to connect your bank account or, yeah. And
No, thank you.
I do not have an opinion about that. However, they will give you that option. But yes, you can set it up through the IRS to pay quarterly.
I have an opinion, but I'll keep it to myself since
Likewise.
we ain't going there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So now it's time. So what are other important factors of being prepared for your income tax or filing your income tax that you see entrepreneurs kind of dropping the ball on?
Documentation,
Okay.
documentation.
Okay.
You have to keep all things and everything related to your business. I don't care if it's a box, sit it in front of your tax preparer. Business taxes is a totally different fee from, regular, W-2 wage earner. So it's, keeping all of your documentation, all receipts. And when I say documentation, the receipts are included. Anything related to your business, you have to have it together.
Okay.
Keep it together.
Okay. So any other tips that you would give them for coming up for tax season?
Well, yes, myself, for entrepreneurs, just being completely mindful of everything. Do not spend as much as you're making. And I say that meaning, that does sound like tax advice. No, seriously.
That's life advice.
I know. I told myself that just a few years ago. But the number one thing I would tell anyone, serious, to follow what's for you in your business, meaning be familiar with the grants that are available if you're interested in grants. And that is a big thing to say because a lot of people try to fund their businesses out of their own pocket. And it's not good. It doesn't end well because you do not know how your consumers are going, if you're in sales or any of that. Be mindful of your market. I tell everyone, documentation is key. That's key. Like, although I do not post as much on my tax accounts because I have gotten spoiled to where I have these clients. I know I'm going to get new clients and I'm doing so many different things. However, every single year I take a refresher course. Now, to get back to our clients, the main thing I tell them is keep all documentation. Pay attention to any mail that comes in IRS. Even log in and check your tax account by going to ID.me. If you do not have an ID.me account, which is directly connected to the Social Security Administration and the IRS account, where you can look at your tax transcripts for the last 4 to 5 years, you can see everything related to your taxes.
Okay.
No one can ever say they can't find a tax return or their tax documents, because if you create ID.me, which they will verify you by you taking a selfie, holding your driver's license up, you can log in at any time. They'll send a two-factor authenticator code to your phone. You can see your entire tax life, anything that you want. So that is something very important. ID.me. If you do not have this account, it is something very good for all people, not just entrepreneurs, but it's very important for entrepreneurs as well, because I get a lot of people that may have not filed taxes the last 3 or 4 years, and it's like, okay, well, create this account, go in and let me know what you see.
Gotcha.
Because I cannot go into their ID.me account. It is solely for
the
that individual.
Okay, that's
Yes.
some good information. I didn't know about that one.
Yes,
So I have to go
ID.me.
look. Okay. Well,
Yes, you can see your Social Security account also let you know, when you reach that age, what you're eligible for, what you will receive, what if something were to happen to you, what would happen, that money's your dependents if they're under 18, surviving spouse, et cetera, et
Right,
cetera.
all
It's
that good
very,
stuff.
very beneficial with information.
Okay. Well, you know what? I would love to have another conversation where we actually get into the tax forms and
Yes,
expense. I know
yes.
expenses vary depending on the business and
Yes.
things like that, but I would love to have another conversation to get people,
course.
even more prepared. So you guys, we appreciate you
Yes.
tuning in. And if you want to learn more about income tax preparation, expenses, all those things, please leave a comment and we'll be sure to answer your questions in another video. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. I appreciate you coming
you.
and educating me more and everybody more on income tax.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we'll see you guys later.